Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll ask you to click if that's okay with you.
Okay. Yeah.
Just go to the next slide. But yeah, okay. So I prepared a little something here. Don't spoiler.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Sorry, I thought you said click.
And it's I called it, a scientific study to boost or not to boost. And I've played this climbing game recently, right, Karen? I talked about that. And playing that kind of made me watch some climbing content, right? And the funny thing is about these climbers, when they climb like boulders or like some wall, they rate it, right? They rate it on this obfuscated rating system where they have like 6 A's, 7 B's, 3 C's. And as someone who's not into the community, it doesn't make any sense, right? But there is some sense to it. So you can go to the next slide,
Okay.
which is basically that the lowest number is the easiest, and the higher the number goes, the more difficult it is. And then you have different countries with different ratings. So on the left here, you can see like this boulder is a 3B boulder, so not very difficult. A 6A boulder is a bit more difficult, right? You can go to the next one. And then we have like something like a 7A boulder, right? And then on the right there, you can see even a V13 or an 8B. This is the first ascent. So the funny thing is, like, when someone first climbs a boulder, they do rate it, right? And they say, okay, I think it was this hard or it was this hard. And then someone else can come in if it's a better climber and say, actually, I think that was much easier. And then they can just downgrade their scale. So it's basically all just based on personal opinion, how hard something is, right?
Yeah.
And then my thought was maybe we could just take this obfuscated rating. Please go to the next slide. And apply this to boosts. Okay. So you have a normal particle boost, which will have a P rating, right? If you just throw a muffin or a violin or whatever. Then you have a P plus particle boost, right? Where you like need to shoot the violin or you need maybe a violin, a breaching charge, something like that, right? Then you have the C rating, which is the cover aim. Cover aim with extra steps is C plus for if you have like a VHS or stuff like that. And then W is just a walking boost, right? That's just an idea. I'm open to suggestions to change stuff, right? That's
Is
just the
that
idea I'm
just
throwing
like
out
is
there.
that like faucet boost on Sapienza?
Yeah, exactly. Faucet boost, little spoiler, is gonna be the hardest walking boost I have in this presentation
Oh
here.
gosh, I spoiled. My bad.
No worries,
Okay.
it's okay, it's okay. But yeah, so that's the idea, right?
Okay.
So I just started going through some to just, throw up some numbers here. Others can disagree, others can give them their own ratings, so feel free to go to the next one. We're just starting off with like a little p, right? So on Segale, everyone knows that one. You just throw a muffin there and it's basically free, right? You just get up there, not a big deal. That's a P2 maximum. And then you have like the Sappy Tower. I would say it's a bit harder because the railing isn't going that far down into the stairs. So it's maybe a P3, right? Something like that, just to give you a general idea.
Okay, yeah.
Please, next slide. And then you have, of course, the famous Sappy Cliff, right? I think that's a bit harder. If you are in the upper area, it's like a P4. If you're in the lower area, it's like a P5 or a P6. I don't know how you feel about this.
Can I be vulnerable for a second?
Yeah, of course, of course.
The scale boost from the chapel, I failed more times than the sappy boost. The clip.
Damn, that's crazy.
Look,
That's
again,
crazy.
I,
Okay,
I was
so you
being
would give it a much
vulnerable.
higher grade. That's
I would
fair.
give it I would swap them, I think.
That's crazy.
I think I would
But that's
swap them.
exactly what this is about, right? So if you feel like something is more difficult or less difficult, we can at the end kind of see where most people land, and that's kind of where the boulders at the end of the day land, right? If there's 10 people and 8 people agree it's an 8A, then they just rated 8A and not what just one person said, right?
What if we monopolize this and we create a committee who makes
Mm-hmm.
all the decisions regardless of what others think? And we name it like the Zelly
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
committee.
mm-hmm.
And we just decide.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
All right, you can go next if you want. Right, so here we have an example of a bit more of a higher P boost, right? So the chair on Marrakesh, most people will know that. I would rate that as a P11. very much high up there, very difficult. It's just slightly easier because you have the chair, which you can use kind of as the stair to get you on top of that table. But then, for example, on Dartmoor, you have those windows where you can just get through with a single throw from a violin. But that's like a P12, right? That's like super difficult. It doesn't work all the time. At least personally, I would rate it super high. Maybe I'm cooked on that. It's like a P1 for Gen Pieces, which would, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I think that's a P12. He would have to rate it.
I agree. I agree. Well, the
Truck was
thing
like a
they don't tell you
P11.
about the Marrakesh boost is you have to wait until 47 crouches, and that's your timing. That's what the I was gonna say the bourgeoisie elite. I realize I'm fucking stealing Ludwig's shit, but that is what the fucking elites don't tell you is you wait until 47 crouches and then you uncrouch and run.
Oh shit, okay. Maybe that's in the Epstein files. Maybe if we dig through them, we can find that little information there. Anyway,
Searching.
if you go to the next slide, the bourgeoisie of Hitman speedrunner, yeah. We have a little example here of a P. So what we said was for a P12 boost, right, in Dartmoor. In my opinion, you can turn that into a P plus 7 if instead of trying to just boost up there straight away, you can shoot the violin. And it makes it just a lot easier. This is the same boost, but you need a pistol for it, right? And it's a bit slower. And then we have like a pretty easy violin plus breacher boost here on the podium. I would say it's like a P plus 3, maybe even easier because it basically works almost all the time, right? And then on the opposite end of that, only absolute giga chats would go for this, right? If you go to the next slide,
Okay.
we have something like a P14, like a P plus 14, right? Like boosting on top of this one here in Mumbai. Who would do that? Like this is absolutely crazy. Only crazy people would do this.
I
So
love the
I'm
way it's two images placed over each
yeah.
other and you can still see the timer a little bit.
Yeah, it's such a crazy
Cinema.
boost. It's such a crazy boost that I had to go out of my to make a little collage, right? Because otherwise I couldn't make it fit on the screen. But hey, you can go to the next slide, please.
Well, I'm told this boost is consistent.
Yeah, it's super consistent. Super
Real ones
consistent.
know that this is consistent.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh shit. Oh, that's private. Sorry, I Chin sent then to make it
Okay.
just next slide. Okay.
Yep.
That's why I'm sad he's not here. All right. Next up, we have some cover aims, right? So first up, next, left side Mendoza. It's right at the spawn if you spawn Gaucho, and this is literally the freest cover aim in existence. If you just cover and then like tap right and instantly uncover, you're gonna fall through every single time. So this is like one of the easiest cover aims you could imagine, I would say. Right? And
Yeah.
then like maybe in Dartmoor on the flower pot to get down there. It's not super free, but it's decently easy, I would say. So maybe like a C3.
Makes sense
You
to me.
failed that one, yeah. You can fail a C, especially if you're not too used to it, I would say. Yeah, we got a couple more slides, I think.
Okay.
Right. On New York, right? So we have that one side on the pillar, right? I would say that's a C7 cover aim. It's not that hard to get in there, but once you're in, there's a chance that you, instead of warping down, you just warp up, which is the opposite of what you want, and then you're stuck. Same on the other side, there's the C8, where you go into the wall and then drop down into the security guy. Also, pretty high risk of failing that, right?
Right.
So I think those deserve a bit of a higher rate there, just because you can fail it. Next slide, please. And then, yeah, we have just a couple of examples here. I think the not Sigai, sorry, the Chocolate boost with the VHS. I would say that's like a C plus 5. There's a bit more that goes into it, right? You have to glitch into the proper position and then like aim and then drop the VHS. There's a bit that goes into it, but it's not super hard. And then on the other hand, I think something like the core drop, that's probably like a C10, right? Because the cover aim itself is not super hard, but once you're in the wall, you're not even in the right spot. You need to kind of move past the barrel and then move along the edge. Don't fall down. Don't fall down too early. Don't fall down too late, or you're stuck. So that's pretty difficult one, I would argue.
Right.
Right. Right. Okay. Nah, West says nah. Okay. C10 says try. Okay. I mean, guys, yeah. This is open for everyone. If you want to give it your route, this is just I'm just trying to put this idea out there. And if you guys start rating these boosts with a difficulty scale, that's perfect, right? That's exactly what we want. But yeah, this one, the Dartmoor, the one that Rect came up with, where you boost straight up in front of Madame Carla for any percent. That's easily a C plus 13, right? You have to be in a super specific spot, then aim at a specific spot, and then while unaiming, pause early enough that you not have your pistol pulled all the way back, and then drop the VHS from kind of extended arm position just to boost up, and then it can still go wrong. Like, this is an absolute GigaChat boost as well. Only go for this if you feel like you're a real gamer.
Rex says it's a C3.
This is not a C3 Rect. This is not no. Show me you doing this one like 10 times in a row. Then maybe it's a C3, okay? I don't know what you're on about. All right. Yeah, we got a couple more
Okay.
walking boosts here. Pretty well known, I would say. Like, pretty close to the spawn, the first spawn here. You can just walk on top of this flower pot. It's not super free, but pretty free. I would say it's like a W3. And then on the other side of that, on the other side of the mentioned top, I guess, that little chair boost, most people know it.
Yep.
It can be a bit RNG. There's a couple of different ways to do it, but sometimes you just get stuck. So I think on it's kind of like a W4. Left is
agree.
W1. Stock says left is W. Okay, you just basically walk up on the left one, I guess. I mean, yeah, kind of fair.
Can be so real. This is the
Yeah.
first time I'm ever seeing the one on the left.
It's pretty specific and useless in like 90% of cases. If you're
I've
not playing
never
a lot of
seen that
contracts,
or
you
tried it.
probably won't use that. Yeah. I guess it's roulette legal since you can just walk up there, so maybe there's roulette uses. I don't know.
Chair's tricky, you don't know the lineup. Chair's kind of just a wiggle, right? You kind of just wiggle
Yeah, I
your
mean,
way up.
kinda, but then if you just try to left right wiggle, sometimes it just doesn't work and you're stuck there for 10 seconds.
True.
Tried using left firewall on the Sally lineup. Yeah, there is one.
Okay, next slide.
Yep, next slide. And this is kind of the last ones we have here for today. On the left one, the Segale boost. I think a lot of people rate this one more difficult than I personally feel. I never have trouble with the Segale boost. Like, no matter if it's pistol, trank, or sniper, I just usually get up there pretty quickly. So I would rate it like a W3. But on the other hand, the faucet boost, this is like one of my worst nightmares in this game, man. I don't understand how you do that consistently. Like, I will always just choose to go to the right and do that, like, I don't know, C2 cover aim right next to it, which is obviously slower, but it's so much easier, right? Like, I don't know. This faucet boot just kills me.
So I'm with Stock here. Wouldn't the one on the left be a W plus something?
I thought
Because
about that. Yeah, I thought about we can change that. We could introduce W plus as well. I see that.
I think W plus 3 is probably pretty much accurate. Maybe W plus 4.
Yeah,
But it does
no, I
involve
agree.
shooting, so it's not pure just walking.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think there's a specific setup where you can like walk up without shooting, but generally, I think you're right. Faucet while running W9. While walking is W4. What? Stock is crazy.
Stock might be crazy. He might be smoking.
But yeah, feel free to go to the next slide. It's actually the last one. There, I
Yo!
didn't package any more jokes into that. That's just it. So thanks for coming to my Zep talk.
That was fantastic.